initially, you know how we move on so fast from Storos?
It's gonna be Gachagua.
Guys have forgotten about Gachagua, yeah, man. Yeah, so I mean, so it's Donald Trump. And then we also moved on from Didi. So what's the situation, his manifesto?
So for those of us who don't know what exactly Trump brings to the table, this is exactly what he states that he will do. In terms of immigration, Trump intends to reinstate strong immigration policies, focusing on completing the US-Mexico border wall, removing undocumented immigrants, and curbing asylum claims. He also proposes to end birthright citizenship for children of undocumented immigrants. In economy, his plan includes policies aimed at restoring American manufacturing, especially from China, and implementing further tax cuts for individuals and corporations. And he also seeks to establish foreign taxes on foreign goods to encourage domestic production and stimulate US jobs, which that's actually a good plan. The foreign policy, Trump has pledged to limit Chinese ownership of US infrastructure and build missile defense systems. And he said that he would attempt to negotiate the release of American detainees abroad, including journalist Ivan Gashkov.
It's okay. It's all right.
Is it the two journalists who are arrested in some Africa? Okay.
Yeah, in Russia.
Or in Russia, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
The healthcare and social security, he has discussed capping prescription drug prices, keeping social security and Medicare intact, though these programs face funding concerns in the next decade. He also aims to withdraw from World Health Organization. That's a big one. Crime and policing, Trump's approach includes increased penalties for drug offenses and juvenile crimes, enhanced protection for law enforcement, and expanded gun rights. He also suggests pardoning some individuals convicted in connection with January 6 Capitol riots. The education and social issues, Trump seeks to eliminate the Department of Education, increase school choice, and expand religion freedom in schools. So his social policies also include limiting LGBTQ plus rights, with proposals to restrict gender transitions procedures for minors and reinforce traditional gender definitions, which is why I feel like a lot of people would have gone for that.
Yeah,
for him.
Yeah.
Two more.
Yeah.
The environmental policy, Trump's climate stance involves promoting fossil fuels, including natural gas and coal, opposing mandates on electric vehicles, reflecting skepticism towards renewable energy. And finally, technology and social media. His proposal calls for new regulations on tech companies, especially around content moderation, requiring platforms to establish appeal process for banned accounts.
So when you read all these amazing things that he plans to do, it just reminds me of our current government. We had one of the most amazing manifestos for an incoming African government.
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful. And of course, you know, governance is very, very different from a proper election. Like now he has his work cut out for him. He actually has to deliver for the American people, clearly. At the same time, you know, it almost feels like the difference between the Biden administration's foreign policy and Trump's is obviously America first for Trump. There's many problems. You know, I'm not even American, but when I consume American news, you get the impression that one of the main things Americans didn't like about Biden is how he kept on funding wars out there. You know what I mean? Like in the tune of billions of dollars, right? So that money can actually it can be used effectively to sort out all the problems, like you've mentioned over there, Stephanie. All the serious problems that's affecting Americans. They are seriously, you know, people are lying on the streets out there. You know, serious crime issues in America. We're talking about, you know, insecurity. We're talking about the economy in itself. America is indebted badly. You feel me? Yes. But it's one thing for you to talk big. You know, you talk during the campaign, and it's another thing for him to deliver. So you know what? I'm wishing him success because
we wish him all the best.
Finally, we are just tired of Americans. You know, we are actually tired of you guys getting out there and feeling like you can police the world. Sort out your problems, and you let us sort out our own problems. You know, and I bet you the Kenyan government right now, they're sitting there instead of thinking, okay, what's going to happen? Is Trump going to now just
exactly,
you know, trash all the deals that Kenya got into got into business with especially the Biden government.
Yeah, with the president seated there on the hot seat.
Yeah, which is why the president had to remind Trump that we had a 60-year relationship. So it's like, please.
Trump doesn't care.
That's not going to count whether it was 100 years.
Talk up on your status quo.
Let me tell you what's happening in Kenyans. I want to read you guys an exciting letter from the Republic of Kenyan Citizens. His Excellency Donald Trump, 1600 Pennsylvania, Washington. I had to read that. It looks interesting.
Yeah.
Like they got his address and everything there.
So is this by diaspora?
Yeah, dear Potters.
Oh, interesting.
This is from urgent request from the Republicans of Kenya.
Okay.
Your Excellency, congratulations on your deserved victory. Republicanism is inborn, where you love and defend and develop your motherland in diversity. Kenya too has the majority who subscribe to your views on diverse issues, including making a nation great. However, Your Excellency, through a unanimous U.S. Senate vote on 17th July 2022, to have Meg Whitman as an ambassador to Kenya, she has ruined our country through her purported support and aid to the ruling class, to kill, abduct, oppress, corrupt, to maneuver in her deals and overwrite our constitution. All these aren't and will never be associated with a great America. Kenyans living in America and in Kenya love and cherish you. Meg Whitman is evil. Kindly order her back home to face justice. Yours truly.
It's interesting. I had that conversation today in the gym with my boy. And I was like, you think Trump is actually going to recall Meg Whitman?
Definitely.
The problem with Meg Whitman, Madam Ambassador,
yes,
is that I'm sorry, she was very partisan.
Yeah.
When he, went about her manenos with our government.
Absolutely.
Very partisan. And that's the thing that pissed off especially younger Kenyans.
Yeah.
At a time when Kenyans just don't trust the government.
We needed a voice.
We are against this whole imperialism thing. And then now you're coming over here, you're constantly with Gava, getting you're always in rallies and it's such a bad look.
She's in all the events.
It's a bad look for Meg Whitman.
So there's a hashtag on Twitter that's going on, hashtag recall Meg Whitman. So they're telling guys, any Kenyan who comes across this page or an image of Meg Whitman, you retweet it and you say recall Meg Whitman. The guys were like, stop whatever you're doing and type hashtag recall Meg Whitman.
You remember that story you were talking about, Americans, that the US Embassy has this initiative to support young talented Kenyans,
Yeah.
Fam, now you see Kenyans actually don't even care about all these quote-unquote amazing initiatives.
Absolutely.
You feel me? It's like the trust is gone, bro. Really, now it's quite sad. She probably just has to bounce. Now she just has to bounce. She's
if they were to bring someone here to the country from the US, they'd have to bring someone who actually understands the country, understands the situations, not the idea of the situation.
And here to play politics.
Yeah, and then go into the ground and actually understand what are the real problems that Kenyans are facing, not what they'll tell you we're facing on paper, because it's a whole different story when you come to the ground. And unemployment rates are quite high, especially with a lot of graduates who've just finished and they don't know what to do or where to go.
Thank you.
So if you come in and address, we're going to start different organizations here in Kenya in order to with the aim of actually building the Kenyan people, then we'd embrace you. We have no problem with that, because now you're looking at building us up as well as building yourself up. We have no problem with that. But when you come here with your own agenda, then you don't associate with the Kenyan people. There's a huge disconnect in that.
I agree. And speaking of agenda, let's go back to even the Kenyan elections. Do you remember how she was so active? So engaging and
she was all over the place.
Yeah, the whole power.
Even in Bomas of Kenya.
Yeah, man. You remember. You have no business being at Bomas.
And sometimes I found that really sloppy.
Yeah.
What the hell are you guys doing there?
Because it's like now, you guys, it's like you... I hate saying these things, but let me just be real, man.
Yeah,
it feels like our elections were proper interfered with by America.
That's true.
Just simply because of the US ambassador showing up at a place like Bomas.
Yeah, being all over the place.
Exactly. So fam, if you're truly like a sovereign nation, man, guys, it's okay, your embassies, let them do their thing over here. You can pursue your own interest, but just don't be so partisan on our faces.
Don't interfere with our politics.
Yeah.
Let me read this tweet from I Am Chege. He says, Meg Whitman supported the killing of Kenyan youths. Well, that's heavy.
Allegedly.
She celebrated the violation of human rights in Kenya. She danced, drank, and got married with a government that killed its youths. That is why we are saying, recall Meg Whitman.
Yeah, it's interesting now. Side note, by the way, Aki Kenyans, you guys
are just
a lot.
Woo.
Haman Manyora,
yeah?
Do you like
the political analyst?
I
used to trust him, but then I got in the middle. Nikasema huyu ananipima akili huyu sasa huyu.
I know. Haman Manyora, Maze, I'm sorry. You don't sound factual.
Yeah. You started off well. None of his predictions come true. The way he lied to us. Yeah, bro. I was like, this guy was going to win. I was like, yeah.
But I like him. I like him. And I like him because he's so chill and he looks so sober.
Yeah.
he gives me like granddad vibes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I like the whole thing of working with youthful journalists.
Yeah, the
That's
young
what's
guys
up.
who sit with him on the
So you
whatever.
might as well go watch his podcast. However, this is what he posted about 3 hours ago
At
on
what?
his X.
Yeah.
The year is 2028. First Tuesday of November. Please be upstanding for the president-elect, the 48th president of the United States of America, Michelle Obama. Fam! You see why, JP, you see why now I'm losing interest in my brother, my
I'm
senior.
not listening to him anymore. May I jump to David Wafula now?
Hama Manyora, where is this coming from?
don't
What do you
even
mean at Michelle Obama in 2028? Fam, she's not even interested in the White House at all.
Oh.
And she's going to be very old at that. By the way, have you seen how she's kind of aged?
Yeah, she is.
Damn, she's aged.
She's kinda,
What?
Yeah.
Man, even Obama with the whole white hair
Yeah,
thing.
but for Obama, it's kind of different, man.
It was quite scary because Obama went in there looking,
Right?
young,
Looking all
fresh,
hip.
squeaky. He left there looking dehydrated. I was like, my brother.
Hey, he's from
what
the West Coast,
happened?
West Side, Kisumu, Lakeside,
No,
and
but
West
still,
Side.
it
Don't
just
call my
shows you-
president
Kogalo.
dehydrated.
Nah, it shows you that job is
Dehydrated.
very
Yo, how's that president helped you,
stressful.
Kev?
Z doesn't matter, man. You guys for the profile.
For the profile.
Yeah,
He
you
hasn't helped
guys. That's
anyone,
the
man.
first Kenyan who made it to White House.
That's a fine.
And then Steph is here saying that he's
Your president is rude to enjoy him.
Thanks to Tomboya. That's why he ended up there.
Yo, my president is black, my Lambo's blue, and I got all breezy on this tankers. People are saying Obama is not even the one who's running this thing.
Yeah,
He's actually been the one who's
He's
president.
been behind the scenes the
He's
whole
been
time.
president.
We all know that, man.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Yeah.
the presidency, this thing for being a president is not easy.
It's hard.
You actually look
That's
at
not
them and
easy.
you start worrying about their health
Yeah.
because I'm going to go back to how Obama left. You actually worried about the health because the amount of stress, you could see it in his face.
But now he's
And
looking
then-
all healthy and everything.
Yeah, now
Yo,
that
bro,
he's out.
thank God.
Then when you go to Biden,
Yeah.
the amount of times he was slurring his speech, he was confused. You were just like, "Are you okay,
Guys, have you?
But then when you come to Kenya, you start looking at the president. Like there's some things that he keeps doing that you start looking at him. You're like, okay, this is a bit funny.
But-
like with the folding of arms, with
Who, our president?
yes, your president. There's some signs that he keeps doing that you keep looking at him. You're like,
My president is
Are
fine.
you
One thing I
okay?
like about President Ruto, he works out a lot.
Yeah.
He works out, he's got a serious gym
I
regimen.
want you to properly look at President Ruto.
He's looking very strong.
Are you
He's looking
sure?
solid. He's looking like an athlete. I
I'm more
love that.
concerned. I'm more concerned about John Buddy. He looks stressed, man. He looks old. Like
Remember how he said
one month in the treasury, guy. Man, what's going on? You look like you've come out from some Halloween.
Yeah, you guys, you've killed it. Apparently John Buddy, he bombarded me. He said that when they went to America,
Yeah.
for the was it Unga Ama what?
Yeah.
Like some UN in the no, it was, I think it was for the IMF.
Yeah.
Some IMF
A retreat
conference
or
or
some
whatever.
conference,
You know, we were mistreated. We were treated so badly. You get they made us line up and then go to some room and ask for loans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they were being called in. Museveni. Who's the Kenyan representative? John Buddy.
John Buddy.
I hate the way they treat African leaders.
'Cause they
calling
don't
you
rate
guys
you
for
guys.
unnecessary conferences. You go there, you're lined up. Okay, so what do you guys need? It's like, the way a parent calls you just to check on your station.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
But that's exactly what Kagame been telling you guys. You don't need aid.
Stop going to those
Stop
things.
going out here to
Yes.
borrow money. Like we're so wealthy as a continent. We actually do not need aid.
Yeah. And this, what's this guy named? The new military leader, the one from this country. Is it Senegal, the guy who dresses up with the,
Yeah.
with the Sankara? Traore.
Yeah.
Traore is like, what the hell are you guys going to do in these
Exactly.
countries?
Yeah. Yeah.
Looking like kids, being lined up for a conference. Come here. It's really dumb.
It's messed up. It's
With
messed
the
up.
amount of gold that we have in this continent, we should do intertrading. Once we actually decide, okay,
That's a smart idea.
we have a lot of resources in Africa. If you give us this, we'll give you this.
Yeah.
We can actually rely on ourselves. But I think that is what the West is quite scared about.
We should be
because
calling this leaders.
when we decide to rely on ourselves,
It's done.
it's done for them.
We should be calling France. Kujeni Kenya.
That's
We're
it.
not- you can't to
Nigeria
KICC.
with its
Let's
oil.
line you guys up. So what do you?
Yeah.
What does
They would
France
never
really need
come
from
here,
us?
Like when you think about why are we getting oil from UAE, from all these far countries,
Yeah.
yet we have it in Nigeria.
No, forget even Nigeria. We have it in Kenya.
In Kenya.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
See, that's
Yeah. We have it right here in our country.
All right, guys.
We should be the one supplying.
Exactly. So it's 8:42 right about now. We've been talking all things American politics and that kind of thing. Let's bring it back home. A crazy thread I'm just seeing on socials.
Yeah.
And somebody's talking about the signs that someone is interested in you but they're playing cool. How do you know for real that somebody is actually feeling you? You guys are feeling your style. They're constantly on your DMs saying, hey, like JP now is getting DMs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, I'm tired.
So how do you know somebody is like feeling you? You guys, they're interested. You know, they want to chill. They want to probably get intimate with you, get to know you better. But they're playing it cool. What are the obvious signs? Let's talk about that, man, on a lighter note.
Interesting.
Easy. Sasawa. I've got more bangers in a bit. Devil is a lie. Tommy Richman. Twinikazi.
The greatest hits live here. Spice FM.